أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is Bibi Khan, and I will be emceeing the program tonight, Race to Jannah, with you all. I would like to thank you all for joining. And before we start our program, please share our link so that we can have a bigger audience, and the webinar will be live to everyone, please. I'm truly honored to be here to share with you all the work of Amoud Foundation. And I really hope to bring some perspective of what they do to bring hope to the people in the Horn of Africa. Alhamdulillah, I'm also so blessed to be on this panel with such amazing speakers, humanitarian, and scholars. So the recent pandemic has brought a lot of things into perspective for all of us. The panic of not having food, not having water, supplies, it brought on so many emotions that we have never felt before. So when we first walked into the supermarket and we saw the empty shelves, I mean, it was a real eye-opening for all of us. The desperate search to find needed supplies was also very, very emotional for us all. And definitely the uncertainty of what the future will hold was also another big experience. So while we go through all of those emotions, think about the people in the Horn of Africa. For them, the brothers and sisters there, they live in the state of fear, of desperation, and of uncertainty most of their lives. They never have to worry about shelves being empty because there are no shelves. They never have to worry about the bottles of water not being there because for them, water is a luxury. So being without food and going to sleep hungry is just a part of their everyday lives. So Amoud Foundation is providing so much relief in the Horn of Africa. They are ensuring that the hungry are fed, the sick and the orphans are taken care of. But what makes me so passionate about Amoud is the fact that they supply and they give access to over 1 million people the water they need to survive. And that's on a monthly basis, right? So Amoud also provides emergency aid and is working to bring self-sufficiency to many areas. So we want to share a lot with you today about Amoud, and we really want you to get comfortable knowing what the organization does. And we have amazing speakers that will bring that to life for you, and some videos to show you what they do. So before we start, inshallah, we would like to go ahead and introduce Sheikh Ramadan Al-Sabat. He is the Imam and Director of Islamic Services Foundation Quran Institute. So we'll go ahead and start with him, inshallah, with his recitation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما أنفقتم من نفقة أو نذرتم من نذر فإن الله يعلم وما للظالمين من أنصار إن تبدوا الصدقات فنعما هي إن تبدوا الصدقات فنعما هي، وإن تخفوها وتؤتوها الفقراء فهو خير لكم، وإن تخفوها وتؤتوها الفقراء فهو خير لكم، ويكفر عنكم من سيئاتكم، والله بما تعملون خبير. ليس عليك هداهم، ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء، وما تنفقوا من خير فلأنفسكم، ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء، وما تنفقوا من خير فلأنفسكم، وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله، وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله، وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله، وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم، وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم وأنتم لا تظلمون. وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم وأنتم لا تظلمون. للفقراء الذين أحصروا في سبيل الله لا يستطيعون ضربا في الأرض يحسبهم الجاهل أغنياء يحسبهم الجاهل أغنياء من التعفف تعرفهم بسيماهم لا يسألون الناس إلحافا وما تنفقوا من خير فإن الله به عليم. الذين ينفقون أموالهم بالليل والنهار سرا وعلانية فلهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن المصدقين والمصدقات وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعف لهم ولهم أجر كريم. إن المصدقين والمصدقات وأقرضوا الله قرضا حسنا يضاعف لهم ولهم أجر كريم. صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. That was a beautiful recitation, mashallah. So next we would like to introduce the president of Amoud Foundation, Brother Mahmoud Igal. He is going to talk a little bit about the history of Amoud Foundation, inshallah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد آخر الأنبياء وأشرف المرسلين. I am indebted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be with you today. So I am thankful, and I just want to say to you, all of you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am humble to stand in front of you today to introduce you to Amoud Foundation. Those of you who don't know about Amoud Foundation, is an organization that we established 23 years ago and has been working in the Horn of Africa and in Muslim countries for the last 23 years. It's the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we stand to help our brothers and sisters who are in need, especially this time, especially in Somalia. For the last 80 years, there has been a civil war, and every institution capable of delivering any service has been destroyed. And still, there is no functioning government in all parts of Somalia. Alhamdulillah, one of the things, and we are proud as an organization, is we started one of the oldest university and the first university after the civil war in Somalia, called Amoud University. And there are over 6,000 students graduated, more doctors than the Somali government graduated for 40 years. For 60 years, there was a Somali government. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, bifadlillah, and with your generous donations. We started since 2014, we built over 890 water wells up to today, 890 water wells. And the minimum, some of them will give 2,000 families per day, but the minimum it gives is 200 water each family. One of the first things that people die is not because of lack of food, they die because of lack of water. And one of the first thing we did was to establish Water for Life programs in the Horn of Africa. Alhamdulillah. Also, since 2017, we started a 2 million meal for iftar for Ramadan. And Alhamdulillah, 2018, we did 2.4 million meals only on the month of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, 2019, we did 2.1 million. There are over 192 IDPs in Mogadishu alone, the capital city, over 2.1 million. And those people who are your brothers and sisters who depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are waiting for you and for the general donation every Ramadan. This year, of all the challenges and the masajid is closed, we're not going to go back on what we always do for the last 2 years. We promise that inshallah bi'idhnillah, and we're counting on your donation, that will stay course and deliver 2 million meal bi'idhnillah. I know the situation in Somalia and the civil war is a self-inflicted wound, and we pray that the Somalis themselves can solve their own destiny. But we want also, Somalia has been on the battleground for the last, since Islam reached that part of the world. The region that I'm from, Somalia, is the first where outside Mecca, the first mosque was built. So there's a history and a cultural interaction between Somalis and Islam. And everybody tried, the Portuguese tried, the Spanish did, the Ethiopians did, Amhara did, and also the British did. But alhamdulillah, they still hold the rope of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And one of the unique things that we tell our brothers and sisters when we deliver food is, this money did not come from anybody but your Muslim brothers and sisters in the United States. Your brothers and sisters from United States. And a lot of people, I went to the field in 2011, a lot of people, they opened their eyes. There are people who care us, who send us this food. So with that, I really want you to open your book, your pocket, and make dua for us, for our brothers and sisters in Somalia, and please donate to this cause. And Jazakumullah khair. I want to also thank Sister Biba, who is emceeing today's. Sister Lisha, Ustad Lisha and Sister Isra, and our brother and our Sheikh Omar Suleiman, and my beloved brother Sheikh Abdul Rauf, and brother Isam, who is our executive director. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the scale of hasanat, all your hard work. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Iqbal. A very important thing that the brother brought to light is that we are in a time that is very difficult right now. It's difficult for us in the United States to raise funds, right? To keep our masajids going and everything. So please, please donate generously to Amoud. They have a lot of responsibility on their shoulder. If you look in the chat, you will see the donation link. And we ask you to please click on that and make a donation for these brothers and sisters in Somalia and in other areas over there. Next, I would like to introduce our next speaker, who is the Director of Women Affairs at Dar al-Hijra. She's also a scholar in residence and an associate chaplain at New York University. Sister Aisha Prime is an amazing, amazing person. She's such an excellent speaker. She's a motivator in every sense of the word. I would like to introduce to you Ustada Aisha Prime.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To my beloved sister Bibi Khan, it's so wonderful to see you, as well as the Amoud Foundation team. I am honored to be amongst you tonight. Again, subhanAllah, I was with you not too long ago, and subhanAllah, just how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes things, and that we would still be united, but in a different way. It shows that time and space cannot keep our hearts from being connected. May Allah ta'ala just bless Amoud for all of their hard work. I want to say to you, to Amoud Foundation, and to all the Muslims this month, congratulations on the month of Ramadan. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Min shahida minkum." Shahra, this is falyasummu, like those who are a witness to this month should fast. What's significant about this is that there are two types. Every one of us will not be a witness to the moon. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not saying for everyone who will witness the moon. It says whoever is a witness to the month, meaning that there are many people in this time who are not in the state of remembrance, who are not in a state of being in remembrance of Allah, that they are connected to this great barakah, that Allah Ta'ala would choose the nation, the ummah of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, to be amongst those who would receive the Mubarak days of this month. And this is something that for us, we should be so grateful for, because Allah Ta'ala says, like he's told us that fasting is prescribed for us, right? Kutuba alaykum siyaman, that is prescribed for you, because this is what keeps a relationship between the believer and Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala says, fasting is mine and I shall reward it. Meaning that whoever says, I bear witness to La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and they have an action that backs up that faith, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then claims them. And what does he say when he claims his ibadah, when he claims his servants? He says, Ya ibadati udkhuli fi jannati, all my servants, enter my Jannah. Right? And so this is what it is that we're seeking. This is what it is that we're asking for during these last 10, we're at the last of the 10 nights of mercy. Right, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the first 10 days of Ramadan are about his mercy. So now we're in these days. So we're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking his mercy, that he would have mercy upon us, that he would have mercy upon the ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. May Allah ta'ala from the beginning of this talk make us amongst those who are merciful to others so that we could receive his mercy. I want to tell you a story of a young woman by the name of Fatima. Fatima is 22 years old. She was going to school for culinary arts, for cooking, as well as she was going to school for Arabic, because she wanted to make sure that as she was progressing in her dunya and in her career, she also wanted to make sure that she was not neglecting her Lord in any way, and she wanted to be able to read the Quran. And then at this particular time, subhanAllah, we're struck with COVID-19, the coronavirus. And as a result, of course, things are shut down. right? We know that schools are shut down, restaurants are shut down, people are in the process of practicing social distancing. And so immediately, subhanallah, Fatima is not able to not only continue, she's at the end of her program. Now she doesn't have hope of when she's going to get that job, when she's going to be able to get that certification, but even more so, what restaurant is she going to work in? For many of these, the economies are dependent upon tourism, upon those who come and who spend their wealth, subhanAllah, in these industries. But that's not the end of Fatima's story. It wasn't during this time of this pandemic, her father passed away. And so now, of course, it's left up to her mother, who just is who's just a small community worker, and up to her and her 9 siblings for how they're going to feed themselves. How are they going to come together and be able to make sure that they can support this family when the youngest of them is 3? This story about Fatima is no small story. It's not, it's not isolated incident. It's actually one in a billion of these types of stories of women and children who are left alone during this pandemic with no means to be able to support themselves in a very uncertain future, if it wasn't already uncertain. So I want to remind us, of course, we know that during these days that we're fasting, we're called to be compassionate to our brothers and sisters in Islam. We're called to be able to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I want to give you a physical reminder of what it is that they're experiencing. And yet, subhanAllah, we're worried, and we're worried for our own selves. We're worried about, well, I'm concerned about my own family. I'm concerned about what we're going to eat. I'm concerned about our own future. But Allah Ta'ala then calls us to something. He says that He loves, right? For those who said, I'm a witness to Allah and I'm seeking His mercy. We're also seeking to belong to Him. And the best way to belong to Allah is to be a beloved of His. And one of the qualities Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran that He loves and mutawakkilin. He loves those who place their trust in Allah, meaning those who say, I cannot be concerned about the dunya. Let Allah Ta'ala be my concern. Let the pleasure of my Lord be my concern, because I know that He will take care of me. I know that He will sustain me. Let me not hold back my hand, but then, let me make sure that I'm generous, right? SubhanAllah, because Allah Ta'ala then tells us something. He tells us that He loves the mutahirin. He loves those who purify themselves. Now, of course, we look at those of, I'm making wudu, I'm making ghusl. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same as He has no use for our leaving food and drink if we don't purify our hearts. The same, He has no need for our wudu and for our ghusl if we don't purify our hearts. And one of the methods by which we connect this belief to actual action is that we give zakat. Zakat from zakiyah, which means to purify. And so we've got to purify our wealth during these days. We've got to make sure that, Ya Rabbi, I'm connected to the actions that are beloved to You, that we're purifying our hearts of fear and worry and saying, I place my trust in You. The next thing is, we know that we're approaching the next part of Ramadan, which are the days of forgiveness. And of course, when someone has done something wrong, as all of us must admit that we have, all of us must have a humble heart and say, Ya Rabbi, I have wronged myself. ظلمت نفسي فاغفر لي. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever has done a bad deed, let him do a good deed to replace it. And so what are we going to do this month? We're going to figure out as many good deeds that we can in order to replace our bad deeds. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then tells us what? He says He loves the one who does something, who has good deeds, and muhsinin, the one who does something consistently, even if it's but a little. And so I say that, yes, we're thinking about Ramadan, I'm going to give to my brothers and sisters, but also think about beyond Ramadan. Amoud Foundation is one who's working in hardship and in ease. Let us be one who puts our hand with the Amoud Foundation, and that we will be generous in times of difficulty and in times of ease. That we are the people who say, Ya Rabbi, I recognize your greatness upon me and the mercy and the generosity that you have given me, and I'm going to hold on to your rope, and I'm going to carry this mantle with those whom you have given the charge. I'm going to move forward with them and making sure that we establish this deen and we take care of the Fatimas of this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who receive his complete mercy, his liberation from hellfire at the end of these days. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you to be healthy, you and yours, you and your family, to be healthy, to be well, to be safe. But one of the best ways for us to secure that is to make sure that we're securing clean water and food and easy access to those who don't have it. This is one of the best ways to secure our future into the akhirah. Jazakum Allah alf khair. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak.
Jazakallah khair for that. That was beautiful and really opening our hearts to donate and to give. Next, we have a short video with some of the work that Amoud Foundation is doing. So we'll go ahead with our video.
An estimated 17.7 million people are on the verge of starvation in the Horn of Africa, and this number is expected to increase over the next few months. Ever since the drought hit the region, families have been facing a daily battle of hunger. Starvation not only affects the health of the people, but also makes them vulnerable to infection, disease, and death. Safi Jama Bile is a mother of 5 who has been through more than anyone should have to endure. The journey over the years has been extremely challenging for Safi. She couldn't afford to take her children to the clinic despite their frequent illnesses. She spent most of her nights listening to her children cry themselves to sleep due to extreme hunger and lack of health care. Amoud Foundation has been working hard towards supporting Safi and her children by providing them with shelter, medical aid, and monthly supplies of food.
magacaygu waa Saafi Jaamac Bile ciyaalkaygu waxa weeye 5 caruur weeye marka shantu wiil 2 gabdhood way caafimaad qabaan ugu roon wiil ku baa ku xigo wiilkana madaxa nabar kaga dhacday isaguna maskaxdu ku dakhran yahay wili meel weyn oo amal maskaxdiisa iyo lafahii ama kurta ama eegta ama qashinkii ka soo kurtana lama geynin 2 gabdhood bay ku xigay dhalashada hoosaan ugu xigana waxa weeye labaduba waa curyaamo iyagoo ordaya oo soconaya oo mid ayayda la joogtan amar kugu hela mid waxaana lagu yiri taa horta waanu qaadnay Hargeysaanu geeyni waxa yar loo uriyay waxaan Hargeysayada markuu geeyni markiina inta yaro dawaa la soo siiyay baan lagu yiri muddo 5 bilood la noqdo dawada soo siiya markii dambana nagu soo celiyay nagu dhahe qarash ku filan annaga aan qaadin baan Hargeysa hadana geeyni markaas nagu dhahan hadana iskaam $200 soo galiya iskaamkii $200 waa weyn waa kala soo noqono gurigaan ayada iska keenna tan mar baan garoowayna iskaam ka soo galin waxaana lagu yiri 2 ricirood baa dhaxda maqan ee dhakhtar Hargeysa ku soo degay dheen oo qalistaan u geeyay ama lafaha ku kabo ama biraha galiye oo madaxa biyaha ka sidaaya dadka dibadaha ku noolay magac noogu sheegay ka dhakhtarkiina iyana qarash baan u weynay saan Hargeysa aan garowga soo celinay koobtanaanu yana iska keen qarash baan markaa weyn qoysku wuxuu ku nool yahay dadka qaxoontiga beeshaas aan wax la qabna marba wixii alla siiyo u yimaada dabaan wax ka qabnaadaano waxana lagu qoraa wixii yimaadaan wax ka qaadana Amoud Foundation ilaahay khayr siiyo marka maanta waxaan ku codsanaa caruurtan yar yar hadii islaamka ilaahay iyo ummadiisa ilaahay waxana laga qaban karo hadii waxana laga qaban karo iyagu u baahan yihiin qoftaas fadhiyaan way gurgurtaan midana gurgurata taasina ma gurgurato marka la jiifiyo ama ay dhacdana maba soo toosto waxa madaxeeda daqar ku yaala waa dhacan inay dhacdo ama jayga ay dhagax ay ku dhacdo marka saa u dhacday dilaantana maba soo toosto muslimiinta waxaan ka codsananaa ciyaalka yaryar haday taakulayn iyo dhaqaale naga u geysan karayaan in waxa nooga qabtaan.
With the rising cost worldwide and lack of infrastructure in remote rural areas, people are suffering on a daily basis. They are desperately in need of food, water, shelter, medical treatment, and education. Amoud Foundation is the leading organization on the ground in Somalia and other countries in the Horn of Africa that has been providing life-saving aid to the most helpless people, which includes food, medical supplies, education, water, and emergency shelter. Providing hungry families and children with emergency aid is only part of the solution. This noble cause not only saves lives, but helps people of Africa to thrive in the long run. Amoud Foundation has the human resources to respond. Still, we need to be able to fund the food, water, healthcare, and general aid that can help some of the most desperate families in Africa to break free from poverty and illness, giving them a better chance of transforming their lives. Your support can help provide the necessary food supplies, healthcare facilities, medicine, and equipment, and raise health in order to prevent the spread of disease. Please donate now, share your blessings, and help Amoud Foundation transform the lives of people living in poverty.
Okay, so that was one of the reasons why we started a fundraiser ourselves here for Amoud, because Amoud wants to make people self-sufficient in countries like Somalia. But how can they even start to do their job when they basically don't even have food or water? So for these reasons, we really need your help in making this possible for us to take care of them. Next, we were going to introduce to you Sheikh Abdul Rauf Al-Kawalde. He's a motivational speaker. He has been a part of Amoud for many years. He's a father and of 5 kids and 2 grandkids. Sheikh Abdul Rauf.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first to make us among those who will pick and choose and send them free from the hellfire, as He does every night. Allah picked some of His ibad every single night throughout the month of Ramadan and send them free from the hellfire and make them among the people of the Jannah. For our listeners, our brothers and sisters, wherever you are, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all of you, Rabbil Alameen. I always start with a dua, and the best dua is the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for several things. Number 1, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable him to do good deeds. So alhamdulillah, Allah enable you tonight to be with us, or this evening to be with us. Hopefully we can do a good deed together. وَتَرْكَ الْمُنْكَرَاتِ, Ya Allah, take me away from sins. وَحُبُّ الْمَسَاكِينَ. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to pray and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put the love of the masakeen, the love of the needy in his heart. And then I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tonight you are here for the love of our brothers and sisters in the Horn of Africa and wherever they are in need. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, أَبْغُونِ الضُّعَفَاءَ وَالْمَسَاكِينَ. Let me be on the side of those who are in need. Tonight you are siding with our Habib Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tonight is a special night in this blessed month of Ramadan that Allah chose us all to fulfill the needs of others. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah chooses some of His ibad to fulfill the needs of others. They are the saved one in the day of judgment. May Allah save us all, Ya Rabbil Alameen. It is true for us here in the US that our masajid are closed. We cannot have like what we do usually, iftar, dinner, and get together in Taraweeh and what have you. But we know for sure the doors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are still open. We still know for sure that good, kind heart like yours are still open. to help the needy. The need is great. Wallahi, the crisis taking place nowadays in the Horn of Africa is beyond imagination. Just imagine this week alone, there is around 350,000 people will be impacted by the flood in the Horn of Africa. 1.3 million acres of land, farmlands, being damaged and destroyed by the little insect, the locust, subhanallah. And that size of land is like 3 times as big as New York City. In the Horn of Africa, around 5 million children under the age of 5, they are malnourished. 1.3 million child in the Horn of Africa, they are at the risk of starvation. 8 out of 10 people, they don't have access to clean water. 2.6 million people are displaced and become refugees inside Somalia. We have in Mogadishu area around 182 IDPs, internal displaced people, or camps. Basically, each camp has 2,000 or more. They don't have a school, they don't have a clinic, and they don't have a running water. And that's where we come to play here. That's where we come here to see. We might not be able to solve the problem of Somalia or the Horn of Africa, but tonight we can solve the problem of some family. Allah chose us tonight to make sure that these families, as Brother Igal, Jazakallahu khairan, remind us that we don't want to stop what we've been doing for years. Every year, we, alhamdulillah, through you, through donors like you, we are able to distribute at least 2 million meals. And this year should not be any less. Even with the coronavirus, with the lockdown, and the issues we're facing, we need to make sure our brothers and sisters receive their meals, and you will get their dua bi'idhnillahi azza wa jal. The call was made at the beginning of Ramadan, Ya baghi al-khayr aqbal. Those who want to do khair, those who want to do goodness, come forward. And tonight, I ask my brothers and my sister, wherever you are, first make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our event and bless our work, and inshallah we'll be able to collect something for our brothers and sisters to provide food for them. And share the link you have, the link you're watching on YouTube. Please share it with your brothers and sisters. You really don't know how people will react when they receive it. And this is the blessed month of Ramadan. If you give a sadaqah, if you give a sunnah, if you offer any charity, Allah will reward you as if you've done a fard, an obligation. And if you do an obligation, Allah will reward you with 70 times. That is the great reward in the month of Ramadan. Tonight, I appeal to my brother and my sister to help us out to provide meals. For $100, you can take care of a family of 7 for the entire month of Ramadan. For the entire month of Ramadan. So I want to see if we have a brother, if we have a sister, can donate, inshallah, and be number 1. You can sponsor 50 families, each family 7 people for the entire month of Ramadan for only $5,000. If you are watching this segment on the YouTube, just if you click under the description of under the video, you will have the link there, amoudfoundation.org. Very simple, amoudfoundation.org. We want your help tonight. We are counting on you. Our brothers and sisters are waiting for all of us, my brothers and sisters. And our Habib Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in the hadith, any Muslim who will feed a Muslim, any Muslim who will give a drink for a Muslim while they are in a status of hunger or a status of thirst, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will feed them from the Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a drink from the Jannah. Do I have anybody online who can help us say, you know what, I want to be the first person to put the first $5,000, and inshallah we'll make dua for you, inshallah we'll make dua for your family, inshallah we'll put the barakah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put the barakah in your home. Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen. I don't know, you can hear me out there in the world, or am I talking to myself? Sister, can you hear me, right? There you go. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Do we have anything, Brother Isam, from your side? Anybody showed up online for, we have one, or Do we have any donation, anything coming up? Just unmute yourself and tell me what we got. Can you unmute Isam, please, and let him tell us if anything happening there? Isam.
Alhamdulillah, the good news from Sister Baby community in Houston. Alhamdulillah, so far we have almost 25K.
Allahu Akbar, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Let's give a big hand for the Houston community, MashaAllah. Thank you, Sister Baby, and your community, the first $25,000. Let's pray. May Allah bless this family, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from them as sadaqa jariyah. May Allah make it a nur, a hidayah, a guidance, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Allah, as they feed our brothers and sisters, Ya Allah, feed them from the Jannah. Ya Allah, give them a drink from the Jannah. Ya Allah, as they make us happy tonight, as they make our brothers and sisters in the Horn of Africa happy, Ya Allah, make them happy in this dunya and the akhirah. Ya Allah, make this sadaqah, inshallah, a shifa, a protection, a blessing, a happiness for them and their family. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Do we have anybody can help and manage the people in Houston? The people in Houston, MashaAllah, put together around 25,000. Do we have anybody, ya habaib? Bismillah. Bismillah, any amount, doesn't matter. You can sponsor 25 families for $2,500. You can, for $1,000, you can take care of 10 families for the entire month of Ramadan. For the entire month of Ramadan.
We got anonymous, inshallah, for $2,000 and another one for 1,000. So we got 2,000, 1,000, and another 1,000. So 4,000.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. We have 3 donation. One is 2,000 and one 1,000 and one 1,000. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Please, when somebody give donation, make dua for them. Rasul sallallahu Allah says, take their worth, take their sadaqat, and pray for them. Your prayer will bring peace of mind. So the least we can do for our brothers and sisters who are sacrificing their worth to help our brothers and sisters is to make dua for them. May Allah bless them, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah accept it from them as sadaqa jariyah. May Allah write them among those who are free from the hellfire in this beautiful month of Ramadan. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. What else we have, Brother Isam? Keep it coming.
We come, inshallah, waiting, inshallah, coming, inshallah.
Inshallah. Just imagine, if you feed somebody, Allah will feed you. If you give a drink, Allah will give you a drink. Imam Ibn Taymiyyah said, our relationship together as a Muslim ummah, as a human being, is like the relationship between our hand and our eyes. If you have pain in your hand, the eye will cry. And if you have tears in your eyes, the hand will wipe it out. This is the concept of one body, one Muslim ummah throughout the world, inshallah. For some of us, maybe $100, you know, it's not even enough to have one iftar in the month of Ramadan for our family. Wallah, $100 is not enough to have iftar for our family. But that $100 will take care of a family of 7 for the entire month of Ramadan. Imagine if you give iftar for one person, whatever that person get to reward and ajr, Allah will give you as much. That fasting person you're feeding, Allah will give you a reward as much as they are getting without any decrease, inshallah. This is, wallahi, it's a beautiful thing. And it is atq min an-nar. If you feed, Rasul said, if you feed one person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will free you from the hellfire. May Allah bless all of you, Rabbil Alameen. This is the month of Ramadan, and our Habib Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, khayru sadaqa fi Ramadan. The best time to give sadaqah is in the month of Ramadan. Let me see, inshallah, people online, mashallah, if you're listening to us, if you're watching us, you just do your part, inshallah. If you want to mention your name, we can announce. If not, just go under the video, you click the description, and that will be the link. The link is Amoud Foundation.org. Amoud Foundation.org. And then
alhamdulillah, we get another 1,000. And also the audience, they can call our number, alhamdulillah, our phone number.
What's your number?
972-871-8297. And our office, inshallah, they will answer and they will get donation, inshallah.
Excellent, excellent. So we have one more donation of $1,000. Takbir, mashallah, mashallah. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan. Just imagine, this is the dua of the malaika tomorrow morning. Allah will send 2 angels and they will make this dua. Ya Allah, give those who give. Imagine your name on the list. Imagine your name on the list. Ya Allah, give those who give. Let's help one another, inshallah. Any amount. If you can afford $10, please give $10 tonight. If you can afford $100, do $100. If you can afford 1,000 more or less, في سبيل إن شاء الله. ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. We don't need jaza or shukur or thanks, appreciation from people. We want it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Sister Prime Jazakallah Khair, she mentioned this is a good time in this blessed month of Ramadan to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to do a good deed. The a'mal, the reward are multiplied many times over. So let's see, inshallah, we have a few minutes before we go to the next segment, if we can get few more, inshallah. Anybody online would like to give us any amount? Any amount. Isam, you need to unmute yourself. There you go.
Inshallah, once I have the good news, I will share it with you, inshallah.
All right, inshallah. I think people warming up to, after they listen to Sheikh Omar Suleiman, they'll come back, inshallah, motivated. This is the best sadaqah in the month of Ramadan. And you know, many of us, or some of us, probably lost income. Some of us, probably their income is gone, you know. But one thing the Prophet said, the best time to give sadaqah is in a time of uncertainty. In a time where you are hoping to make something and enjoy your life, at the same time you are worried you might get poor and lose your job. Rasul said this is the best time to give sadaqah when you are shahihun, sahih, ta'maru al-ghina wa takhsha al-faqr. And don't wait until the time is up. Let me see, inshallah, if we have anybody can give us, inshallah, any amount, inshallah. And if you are listening, my brothers and sisters, be an agent of khair. Text your friends, put it in your WhatsApp group or in Facebook. We send the link. All what you do, send the link and tell people, please come and join us, inshallah. If you lead people to khair and goodness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you the same. Let's see, inshallah. Let's see if we have any more, inshallah, of the donation. Shahrul Mawasa. This is the month of compassion. This is the month of caring. This is the month of feeling for one another. That's what our Habib sallallahu alayhi wasallam said. So let's see, inshallah, we need to make sure. As Brother Igala, again, he said, every year we provide certain meals. We don't want this year to be any difference. Even if we have this virus around us and restricting our movement, we still can do something bi'idhnillah to make people happy. Anybody like to join us? Just go to the chat on the YouTube channel. On the bottom of the video, click, it will show amoudfoundation.org, or just type amoudfoundation.org. Very simple, very easy, inshallah. And if you can call, inshallah, you can call our office, 972-871-8297. I will say it one more time, slowly, so you can type it on your phone. All what you do, just call the office, tell them this is my number, I would like to donate. They will get back to you, inshallah, tomorrow, or you can give your information right away. 972-871-8297. One more time, 972-871-8297. So I'm not sure we're ready for the next segment, or I can continue. You tell me.
Inshallah. We have another segment, Sheikh Abdul Rauf, inshallah, after Imam Omar, inshallah.
Khalas, inshallah. Thank you, everybody, for your help and support, and we hope for you to stay tuned and please use this time. Please, I really ask you, if you can text your friend, your family members, and to join us, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, barakallahu bikum.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh, for that. One thing I really want to share with you is the reason why I got involved in Amoud. Besides Brother Isam Abdullah introducing Amoud to me, it was the thought of when he came and spoke about Amoud the first time, it was the thought of people fasting, and at the end of breaking their fast, they still remain fasting because they did not have food to break their fast. This has to be something that hits the heart of every single Muslim, every single human, of mankind. Because imagine fasting the whole day and you have nothing to open your fast with. So think about this, please, and donate generously, because there's no way we can be comfortable in ourselves knowing that there are millions of people that are out there, and they are so in need of just basic food, water, and medical supplies. So please think about that. So moving forward, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Brother Isam Abdullah. Like I said, he is the one that introduced Amoud to us, to Houston, and alhamdulillah, Amoud is starting to become a household name in Houston, and inshallah, I'm gonna make sure we push a little bit more for that. So Brother Isam is the Executive Director of Amoud Foundation, and he will talk a little bit about the projects they have going on. Brother Isam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jazakumullah khairan, Sister Bibi, for everything, inshallah, for the wonderful work that you do to our community, Muslim community in America. Alhamdulillah, barakallah fiki. May Allah, inshallah, reward you and reward your community for the effort that you're doing for our Muslim community in US in general and in Houston in particular. Barakallah fikum. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-mursaleen Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we are blessed that we have the opportunity again to share our blessings with our brother and sisters and the needy, the most needy in Africa, especially in Somalia and Ethiopia and Kenya. Subhanallah, it's coming, we've been trying as Amoud Foundation for the last 23 years to do what we can do, the best of our efforts, inshallah, to make the life easier for our brother and sister over there. Amoud Foundation has been serving the whole of Africa since 1998 for 22 years. And we've been the leading relief and development organization in the whole of Africa, alhamdulillah, especially in Somalia. Through many sustainable projects, alhamdulillah, we are trying to help those that they are among the most destitute in the whole of Africa. People, they are in desperate need. But alhamdulillah, wallahi, when you go around, you see people, subhanallah, they have the rida, the satisfaction, and they say, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, there is no food, there is no water, but they say, alhamdulillah, Allah will provide us. And we've been working, alhamdulillah, tirelessly to deliver the necessary food, water, aid, education, healthcare, and sustainable projects. We build water wells, alhamdulillah, for villages and farms, and we supply water trucks to those in remote area. Some areas that they are far away and they don't have the way that to dig water wells. Alhamdulillah, we supply them with water trucks. And also, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, we have 9 orphanages in Somalia. And we have a sponsorship program, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, going on. We also have our education projects. Imagine that we, alhamdulillah, if we change the life of a child, for not going to school, especially girls, to change their life, to bring a school to them and to have this easy access for them, inshallah, to improve the quality of life for them. And I will talk about, inshallah, the cost of all of this, inshallah. We started, inshallah, with tonight we campaigning mainly for the Feed the Fasting. Just only, as Sheikh Abdul Rauf mentioned and Brother Again, just only for $50 you can feed a family of 4 for the whole entire month of Ramadan. And also for $100 you can feed a family of 7, inshallah. For the education program, for less than, for $20 a month, you can sponsor a child for education, for the whole entire month. This will include school supplies, include the health care, and include also food for the child during the day, for less than $20 a month. Also, our sponsorship program for the orphans, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, how much did we used to have before the crisis, to spend on our coffee, on our daily coffee. For $1 a day only, you can sponsor a child. Subhanallah. And then maybe you have the chance, or you don't have the chance in your life to meet this child, but I'm sure 100% one day in the day of judgment, or in Jannah, inshallah, this child will stop you from your hand and will tell you, who I am? I am the one who sponsored him. I am the one who fed him. I am the one who supplied me with water, which was difficult for me to drink, inshallah. For water wells, inshallah, the project we have right now to supply 24 hours waters for some areas, water truck, small one, $300, and for the large one, $500. If you would like, inshallah, to have a sadaqah jariyah, you can dig a water well. The the main one, we have 3,500, and the one with generator, inshallah, it will be 5K, inshallah. This will be enough for 2,000 people, and alhamdulillah, we have water wells running since 15 or 18 years back, alhamdulillah. So imagine, inshallah, that these people that they drink from this water will, or they eat from your, inshallah, donation. Imagine that, you know, before iftar, that they raise their hand to Allah and they make dua for you. Wallahi, you will be among the winners, inshallah. I would like just to conclude, but it's really difficult to describe. But inshallah, Allah will open your heart to support your brothers and sisters. Just I make dua for you, inshallah, that Allah will bring barakah to your home, bring the blessing, bring, you know, the khair, inshallah, to your home. And may Allah accept from you. May Allah grant you more Ramadans to come, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen. May Allah accept our ta'at, our siyam, our salah, our zakah in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Sam, for sharing that. I think it's very important for people to understand how little bit of money and how much work gets done with that money over there. And honestly, $50 to sponsor, you know, for a family, that is huge, right? For the whole month. I mean, $50 we spend, like the Sheikh said before, on one meal, like just for 2 people. Yes. So that is really an eye-opening for everyone. So our next speaker is a civil rights activist. She is a public speaker and a campaign lead at Oxfam. I was just looking at a few of her videos the other day, and honestly, she's such a motivator. Like, I think I want to start speaking like her and being loud like her. So I'd like to introduce Sister Isra Shakir. She is amazing, mashallah.
Thank you, Sister Bibi. It's so good to meet you and to do it over a webinar, subhanAllah, mashallah. It's good to be in the presence of such incredible people who are motivating our ummah at a time when we really need guidance and support and help. And thank you, Brother Isam, for inviting me. I actually used to work with Brother Isam in one of the humanitarian organizations in our past, and mashallah, it was a wonderful experience. So I'm happy to be back and working with him in this capacity. Okay. My name is Isra Shakir, and I am a Syrian American civil rights activist working in the humanitarian relief and development sector for the past 8 years. In these 8 years, I have advocated for the rights of vulnerable people in what I believed were the worst crises of our time, like the Syrian conflict, where over half of the country's pre-conflict population, which is more than 12 million people, have been killed or forced to flee their homes. Or the crisis in Yemen that has led to approximately 80% of the population, translating to 24.1 million people, are in dire need of humanitarian assistance. Or the crisis in Somalia, which is one of the longest and most complex crises in the world because of the armed conflict and worsening climatic shocks. Or the Rohingya refugee crisis, the placement of Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps in China, the injustices taking place right here in our own country by an administration that has fueled an agenda of xenophobic and discriminatory policies and rhetoric, attacking refugees, asylum seekers, undocumented people, and people of color over the past few years. I really believed that I had seen it all, and things couldn't get worse in the world. Then COVID-19 took over our lives like wildfire. It has impacted our lives in every aspect, economically, socially, and physically. Think about the impact of this virus in your life. It is the reason we are even doing this event right here on a webinar instead of being gathered together in a community in person. Now, I want you to consider the impact of this virus on the vulnerable communities where humanitarian disasters are already ongoing. Some, like I just mentioned earlier, and other places, especially across the Horn of Africa, where Amoud is operating programs on the ground. The impact of this virus on places that are already food insecure, have water scarcity, lack medical infrastructure to be able to cater to basic needs, let alone needs under a lethal pandemic. The impact of this virus on those communities will be devastating. we will never be able to fathom what living in these conditions feels like, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us in this position and put them in that position. But we have the opportunity to be allies to our brothers and sisters in these places. Being an ally means advocating for their rights, their dignity, by using our privilege, our resources, and our access to support them. It is not to pity them. It is not to look down upon them, but rather uplift them. Being an advocate is about uplifting their narrative in an authentic way, emphasizing their resilience, patience, and strength. I have been to refugee camps before in my work, and I have met them. And before I went, I think the narrative around the world is that refugees and people who are living in these conditions are weak, are sad, are just filled with trauma and pain. But when I've met them, as Brother Islam was saying, with my own two eyes, and I heard them, I saw resilience and strength and patience like I've never seen before. And I wanted to take back their stories of that resilience, of that courage to the people around me, because they are living in some of the most difficult circumstances, but thriving and have so much hope from the world around them. So please share their stories, share the work that incredible organizations like Amoud are doing on the ground to support and provide relief to these families. Give what you can to this cause. Go to amoudfoundation.org to donate. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards everybody immensely for every dollar that they give. I'm going to get emotional because I truly understand the power of community. And I've seen how powerful our community can be when we rally around the people who need us the most. And with the proper intentions and the good intentions to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I think we can change the world. May Allah accept all of our acts of worship this month, and may Allah bless you all. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair for that beautiful speech, mashallah. So moving on to our next speaker, honestly, there's no introduction that can do justice for the amount of work he does for all communities, all of everybody. I mean, not only the Muslim community, for everyone. He's a world-renowned scholar and activist for human rights. He's the founder and president of Yaqeen Institute for Islamic Research and a professor in Islamic Studies at Southern Methodist University. I call him my Sheikh. I don't know, everybody, that's how I refer to him, my Sheikh, Sheikh Omar Suleiman. Okay, so while we're waiting for Sheikh to come, this is a good opportunity for me to tell you something. I have my own organization here in Houston, and honestly, we never fundraise in Ramadan. We always are so busy, but this Ramadan, I picked Amoud Foundation to fundraise for, honestly, just because the amount of work that they're doing for, when I look at their revenue and the amount of work they're doing for it, that shows me that they are doing more than other organizations are. I know there are a lot of amazing organizations, but something about what they're doing really, really rests with my heart. And I really want everybody to also go and investigate what they do. You know, like, I mean, look into their website. You'll be amazed at things they're doing. Like, I didn't even know the amount of stuff they were doing. Alhamdulillah, it's an amazing amount of stuff. So just please make sure you click on the link, donate to them, whatever you can donate. Like brother Sam and Sheikh said, $50 can feed a family or 4 families or whatever for the whole month of Ramadan. So anyway, we'll move on to Sheikh Omar Suleiman, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين والعاقبة للمتقين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ورسولك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Jazakumullah khairan, Sister Bibi. I was just introducing you on a webinar a few weeks ago, so alhamdulillah, it's good to be with you all here for such a noble cause. SubhanAllah, I was reflecting on this, and some of you might have actually seen an article that I wrote in the Washington Post about hunger, and how, you know, while we're talking about the different ways that people are going to be vulnerable this Ramadan, the new norms of social isolation and what that distancing does to the psyche, the emotional impact that it has on us, and some of the ways that we can circumvent those potential damages. You know, Ramadan is also a time for us to get back to the bare basics. There are people that can't eat and drink. And because of this, there are going to be more people that can't eat and drink. And those that were unable to eat and drink will now find it even harder to be able to eat and drink, right? So hunger is an incredible enemy that we have to face when we think about the targets that we have and the issues that we face right now as a world. Clean water. More people die due to not having access to clean water than most diseases that are out there. I don't know of any disease that would actually surpass that, right, on a global scale. When you talk about the potential of the world population, the global population of hunger doubling as a result of COVID-19, you think about the implications of that 256 million people in hunger, subhanAllah, where we live in overabundance, where, you know, tonight as we have our thought, and this is not to make us feel guilty, this is to make us feel empathy. There's a difference between the two. This isn't to say that you shouldn't enjoy the blessings that you have, but the blessings that you have should cause you to reflect and be grateful and to spend on those that don't have those blessings. Enjoy your iftar, enjoy the food that you have and say alhamdulillah for what you have. But the fact that, you know, 256 million people in the world are expected to not even be able to eat properly, and that's not to mention just poverty and people that barely have anything to eat, that don't make the line of hunger or don't actually fall below the particular line that would determine a person to fall into the hungry population. Now, with that being said, obviously those that were already vulnerable are only going to be made more vulnerable. Our brothers and sisters in Somalia in particular have struggled for a very long time. SubhanAllah, this is a historic issue of famine. And they will now have to deal with the new realities of COVID-19 in their lands and what potential devastation that could wreak over there, as well as the fact that there might be a diminished donor pool. And that's just a reality because people might not be able to spend on them the way that they were able to spend. And some of us might be fooled into thinking that now that we're all struck with COVID-19 and we're all feeling vulnerable, we need to take care of ourselves and let's forget about those that were vulnerable over there. We need to deal with the new vulnerabilities, but you can't deal with new wounds unless you start to deal with old wounds. And if anything, this should activate us further towards our brothers and sisters in Somalia to feel the pain that's greater. When the Prophet ﷺ described this as a human body and said that if one part of the body feels pain, then the entire body feels pain. You might have had a headache last year, but because of COVID-19, you've got migraines. It's gotten a lot worse, right? The fever is higher, and that is meant to stir a sense of empathy and feeling throughout the whole body. And right now, when I see hunger in the streets of Dallas, and bidnillahi ta'ala, you know, wherever you are, your Muslim community is shining and dealing with hunger in your local populations, I'm thinking about what can I do better for those people that are here? And I'm thinking about, wow, you know, they don't have food banks in most parts of the world. They don't have pantries. You can't even wait in line for 4 to 6 hours, right? These things don't exist. That does not mean I should be distracted from what I can do over here, but that means that this should give me a broader perspective of what's happening over there in a world that I can't even begin to experience. SubhanAllah, Amoud Foundation is special, near and dear to my heart. The people of Somalia are near and dear to my heart. I tell people, I actually put this on Facebook years ago, and I always get notifications about it that my favorite people in the world, SubhanAllah, as students, my students that I've had from Somalia over the years have always surpassed the others, and I have a deep love for them in my heart. There are people of Quran that love the Quran, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow them to always have the Quran and to be nourished with the Quran, but they also just need water in Somalia. They need clean water. They need the ability to live in safety and with those proper supplies. And how close is Amoud Foundation to my heart? It's an organization that whatever I'm able to save, I find this organization always worthy of anything that I can do. And Allah knows that I actually was speaking with Brother Isam about going to Somalia before Ramadan just to witness this firsthand before COVID-19 had broken out, because I'm so impressed by the work that Amoud Foundation does. And I've only, just like most of you, encountered it through the pictures and the videos. And I wanted that opportunity to actually go there and see the work that Amoud has been doing with my own 2 eyes, because of how touched I am by the work that they're doing. So may Allah reward Brother Iqal, all of you, the entire Amoud team, and all of you that support it. I see Sheikh Abdul Rauf as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Always a caller to khair, always a caller to good. May Allah Azza wa Jal allow you all to open your hearts to this cause that should be near and dear to the heart of every single believer in the world. Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh. Barakallahu feekum.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. You know, it just wonderful to hear him speak. It's close to his heart, so it's close to all of our hearts, inshallah. The next we'll have another video about the work going on in Amoud, inshallah.
An estimated 17.7 million people are on the verge of starvation in the Horn of Africa, and this number is expected to increase over the next few months. Ever since the drought hit the region, families have been facing a daily battle of hunger. Starvation not only affects the health of the people, but also makes them vulnerable to infection, disease, and death. Safi Jannah is a mother of 5 who has been through more than anyone should have to endure. The journey over the years has been extremely challenging for Safi. She couldn't afford to take her children to the clinic despite their frequent illnesses. She spent most of her nights listening to her children cry themselves to sleep due to extreme hunger and lack of health care. Amoud Foundation has been working hard towards supporting Safi and her children by providing them with shelter, medical aid, and monthly supplies of food.
magacaygu waa Saafi jaamac bile ciyaalkaygu waxa weeye 5 caruur weeye marka shantu wiil 2 gabdhood way caafimaad qabaan ugu roon wiil baa ku xigo wiilkana madaxa nabar kaga dhacday isaguna maskaxdu ku dakhran yahay wili meel weyn oo amal maskaxdiisa iyo lafahii ama kurta ama eegta ama qashinkii ka soo kurtana lama geynin 2 gabdhood bay ku xigay dhalashada hoosaan ugu xigana waxa weeye labaduba waa curyaamo iyagoo ordaya oo soconaya oo mid ayayda la joogtan amar kugu hela mid waxana lagu yiri taa horta waanu qaadnay hargeysaanu geeyni waxa yaro loo uriyay waxaan hargeysayada markuu geeyni markiina inta yaro dawaa la soo siiyay baan lagu yiri muddo 5 bilood la noqdo dawada soo siiya markii dambana nagu soo celiyay nagu dhahe qarash ku filan anaga aan qaadin baan hargeysa hadana geeyni markaas nagu dhahan hadana iskaam $200 soo galiya iskaamkii $200 waa weyn waa kala soo noqono gurigaan ayada iska keena tan mar baan u garoowayna iskaam ka soo galin waxana lagu yiri 2 ricirood baa dhaxda maqan ee dhakhtar hargeysa ku soo degay bay dhaheen oo qalistaan u geeya ama lafaha ku kabo ama biraha galiye oo madaxa biyaha ka sidaaya dadka dibadaha ku noolay magac noogu sheegay ka dhakhtarkiina iyana qarash baan u weynay saan hargey aan garowga soo celinay koobtanaanu iyana iska keen qarash baan markaa weyn qoysku wuxuu ku nool yahay dadka qaxoontiga beeshaas aan wax la qabnaa marba wixii alla siiyo u yimaada dabawaan wax ka qabnaadaano waxana lagu qoraa wixii yimaadaan wax ka qaadana Amoud Foundation ilaahay khayr ha siiyo marka maanta waxaan ku codsanaa caruurtan yar hadii islaamka ilaahay iyo ummadiisa ilaahay waxana laga qaban karo hadii waxana laga qaban karo iyagu u baahan yihiin koobtaas fadhiyaan way gurgurtaan midana gurgurato taasina ma gurgurato marka la jeefiyo ama ay dhacdana maba soo toosto waxa madaxeeda dakhar ku yaala waa dhacan inay dhacdo ama jayga ay dhagaxay ku dhacdo marka saa u dhacday dilaantana maba soo toosto muslimiinta waxaan ku codsanaa ciyaalka yar haday taa kuleen iyo dhaqaalinaga u geysan karayaan waxa nooga qabtaan.
With the rising cost worldwide and lack of infrastructure in remote rural areas, people are suffering on a daily basis. They are desperately in need of food, water, shelter, medical treatment, and education. Amoud Foundation is the leading organization on the ground in Somalia and other countries in the Horn of Africa that has been providing life-saving aid to the most helpless people, which includes food, medical supplies, education, water, and emergency shelter. providing hungry families and children with emergency aid is only part of the solution. This noble cause not only saves lives, but helps people of Africa to thrive in the long run. Amoud Foundation has the human resources to respond. Still, we need to be able to fund the food, water, healthcare, and general aid that can help some of the most desperate families in Africa to break free from poverty and illness, giving them a better chance of transforming their lives. Your support can help provide the necessary food supplies, healthcare facilities, medicine, and equipment, and raise health in order to prevent the spread of disease. Please donate now, share your blessings, and help Amoud Foundation transform the lives of people living in poverty.
Okay, once again, we'll bring back Sheikh Abdul Rauf Al-Khawat. It had to be the one with the most difficult name that comes twice. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, Sheikh.
Mute. Sheikh Rauf. Unmute yourself, Sheikh Rauf.
Okay, I was excited, you know. Inshallah khair. We thank Sheikh Omar Suleiman and the sisters before, mashallah, may Allah bless all of them for taking the time to be with us, and those who are online with us, wherever you are, I ask Allah to bless you, I ask Allah to make this is inshallah a good time for you to earn hasanat ya Rabbil Alameen. At the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a man came, he was poor and he was asking for help. So the Prophet went to and asked his wives, and they told him, Wallahi, we have nothing in the houses of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam except water. Just imagine tonight and look at your pantry and see how much food we have in our home. Rasul's house doesn't have nothing on it except water. And Aisha, she said, by Allah, we stay 2 months. 2 months, we do not cook in the house for Rasulullah. So they asked her, what do you eat? She said, we eat the two blacks, the date and the water, and sometime our neighbor give us some milk. So this man came to the Prophet, needs some help. The Prophet sent to his wives, none of them has anything to offer. So the Prophet, he will never say no to anybody. And I hope you have this in you tonight, that you will not say no to the needy in Somalia. So he said, anybody can take the guest of Rasulullah. So one of the Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, I will take him. He took him home, talked to his wife. She said, Wallahi, the only food we have is the food for our baby. He said, I cannot. This is the guest of the Prophet. We cannot send him back. Whenever, you know, the food is ready, you know, just send our kid to sleep and turn off the light. So at least he will feel we're eating with him. So the lady, she brought the food. She turned off the light. And this man thought they are eating with him, and he was the only one eating. In the morning, the Prophet ﷺ told him, لَقَدْ عَجِبَ اللَّهُ مِنْ صَنِيعُكُمَا الْبَارِحَةِ, that Allah Almighty admire what you have done last night. I know many of us going through difficult times and things like that, but inshallah, whatever we do tonight, Allah will admire us, Allah will appreciate us, Allah will reward us. Do we have anybody, inshallah? As we said, for 5,000, you can sponsor 50 families for the entire month of Ramadan. Imagine 50 families, each family 7 members, the entire month of Ramadan only for 5,000. Do we have anything, Brother Isam?
Yes, we got, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, one of the brothers, you don't have to mention the name, he got $5,000, Alhamdulillah.
Allahu Akbar, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Join me in welcoming the brother and his family. Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless the family. May Allah accept it from them as Sadaqah Jariyah. May Allah make the Sadaqah a shifa, a protection for them and their family. And may Allah make it a nur for them, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Give tonight with the niyyah of shifa. One of our younger sisters in our community, in her 20s, she was in the ICU, barely breathing. Alhamdulillah, today she is better. Make dua for her. And may Allah make this sadaqah, inshallah, as a protection for you and your family. When they asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ayyul Islami khair, what is the best of Islam? Is it salah? Is it zakah? Is it? Al-Rasul said, إطعام الطعام, feeding people. The Sheikh told us that 230 million people are hungry in the world, and they are at the risk of starvation or dying because they didn't have food. At least we can participate. You can give $1,000 and that will take care, inshallah, of 10 families of 7 people for the entire month of Ramadan. Do I have anybody, any brother, any sister?
We got another 2 for $2,000.
2 people?
Yes.
Allahu Akbar, Takbir. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. I know you're listening to us, so wherever you are, say Allahu Akbar. Let's get excited about this. We have 2 families. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem, accepted from them al-sadaqah in this blessed month of Ramadan. Ya Allah, give them the reward. Ya Allah, give them the happiness. Ya Rabbil Alameen. You know, sometimes we don't think what kind of impact this will have, not on people, but on us. Rasul said, if you are able to bring a smile to a Muslim household, Allah will reward you with nothing but the Jannah. Your smile tonight you bring into those people, Allah will reward you with a Jannah, inshallah. Your $100 will bring a smile to a family of 7 for the entire month of Ramadan. Do I see anybody else, inshallah? Ahbab al-Karam. Any amount, it doesn't matter. You can afford لِيُنْفِقْ ذُو سَعَةٍ مِنْ سَعَةٍ. The Prophet said, you spend as much as you can. If you can put $10, put $10. Nothing is too small, wallah. Because Allah will accept your sadaqah with His right hand and He will let it grow for you until it becomes as big as the mountain. Like, you know, you take care of your horses or your animals or your children. That is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala laysa kamithlihi shay. He will take care of your sadaqah. Allah will accept it with His right hand. Laysa kamithlihi shay. So give us something. Give us something. Sitna Aisha, when used to give, she used to put perfume on the money. And they asked her why. She said, don't you know that Allah is the one who accepts my sadaqah? So before Brother Isam announced the sadaqah, it goes into the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What a blessing for you and your family. Let me see, inshallah, if we have few more hands, inshallah.
I have many donations coming, Sheikh Abdul Rauf, for 100 to sponsor 7 family of 7.
MashaAllah. How many?
Yeah.
How many?
Almost like 7 or 8 coming.
Allahu Akbar. We have 7 families. We're going to announce everything we get, and we're going to make dua for everybody. If you give me $1, or if you give me 1,000 or 10,000, it doesn't matter. We'll make sure you get your dua. Because tomorrow morning, Allah will send 2 angels, and those 2 angels will say, Ya Allah, give those who give. Ya Rab, Ya Allah, bless those families who give. Ya Allah, whatever they give them more than that, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ya Rab, as they make our brothers and sisters happy, Ya Allah, make them happy. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem, make their families a source of happiness, Ya Rabbil Alameen. As I said, the least is $100. You can sponsor 1 family. With 500, you can sponsor 5 families. And imagine $100 for a family of 7 for the entire month of Ramadan. Wallah, that's not even 1 iftar for us here in the US. So please keep it coming, inshallah. And when we ask you to give, when we ask you to participate, we are asking all of us to be, inshallah. I'll put 1 family from my side, inshallah. You can make dua for me and my family, bi'idhnillah azza wa jalla. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to be generous, especially generous in the month of Ramadan, especially when he meet Jibreel alayhi salam. How often he meet Jibreel alayhi salam? Every single night. Every single night was donation, fundraising, giving, sadaqah for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَآتَ الْمَالَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ. You know, from the birr, righteousness, true righteousness is to give your sadaqah and to pay your zakah. And I was told, Brother Isam told me that zakah donation to Amoud Foundation is 100% going to the needy. There is no administration fees and there is no cost involved. If you give 1,000 for zakah, if you let us know it's zakah, the 1,000 will go, inshallah, 100% to the people who are in need. Do we have anything, any amount?
Yes, we got another 500, another 400, and a couple of 200.
MashaAllah, we got 500, and we got what? 400, mashallah, and we got
total of 200.
Or 2 of $200, mashallah. Ya Rabbi, Ya Kareem, Ya Allah, as our brothers and sisters gives tonight, Ya Allah, give them. Ya Allah, increase their wealth. Ya Allah, put the barakah in their home. Allahumma ameen, Allahumma. Imagine you are sitting in your home and subhanallah, somebody in Somalia, Ethiopia, in Kenya, somewhere will make this dua for you. Allahumma at'im man at'amani. Ya Allah, the one who provided this iftar for me tonight, Ya Allah, provide for them. Ya Allah, provide for them. You know, we are very vulnerable. 65,000 people died already in the US. More than 1 million, 1.1, 1.2 million people are sick with this virus, subhanallah. We're subject to get sick, we're subject to die, we're subject for everything. Allah knows. May Allah protect us all, Ya Rabbil Alameen. That's why Rasulullah says, as-sadaqa taqi masari' as-su. Sadaqa will prevent you from calamity. So give a niyyah, inshallah, make a niyyah that this sadaqah, inshallah, Allah will protect my children. Allah protect my family. Allah protect me. Allah give me shifa, Ya Rabbil Alameen. So this sadaqah, inshallah, will be your shade in the day of judgment. And what is better than given in the month of Ramadan? The best form of sadaqah is in the month of Ramadan. The best form of sadaqah when the situation is tight. The best form of sadaqah is the one you give to the needy. You can sponsor water truck. Water truck, it's we have two kinds, $300 or $500. It will run 24 hours providing water for the people who does not have water. You can dig a water well for $3,500, or if you want one with generator, it's $5,000. It will take care of 2,000 people and their animals as long as Allah put water in that. And when this man said, Ya Rasulullah, Sayyidina Sa'd ibn Mu'adh said, Ya Rasulullah, my mother passed away. What is the best form of sadaqah? Ayyu sadaqah the afdal? He said, al-ma. He said, the best sadaqah is water. So he went and he dug a water well and he said, هذا لأم سعد. This water well on behalf of the mother of Sa'd. So if you want to dig a water well, and you can make it on payment, inshallah. If you cannot pay it tonight, you can make it, inshallah, over a year. We can put the name of your name, mom name, dad name, whoever you choose to put, and we'll send you, inshallah, a video and a picture to document your investment. This is the investment. So do we have anybody can give us any amount, inshallah? It doesn't matter how big, how small. What matter is we all participate bi'idhnillahi Azza wa Jal. Help us out, my brother and sister. This is opportunity, inshallah. We need to help. Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. The flood. There are 240,000 people expected this week to be impacted by the flood. In the Djibouti city and the suburbs, 110,000 people being impacted already. And Brother Igal just texted me now, said that they already released some relief for the flood. So there are family, as we speak, lost their home, lost their livestock because of the flood in some part of Somalia and the Horn of Africa. In some other part, they have the drought and they have the locusts, subhanAllah. So they are getting bombarded by different areas. On top of that, the hospital which is supposed to do the test for COVID-19, it is flooded already, the hospital itself. So help us out, my brothers and sisters. The situation is dire, and our brothers and sisters need our help. And don't say, I only have $10. Al-Rasul says, أفضل الصدقة جهد المقل. The best sadaqah is the little things you have. Because you don't have much to give, but you're willing to give. رب درهم سبق ألف درهم. Maybe $1 will worth more than $1,000. Give it a try, inshallah. You will enjoy it bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. Families will make dua for you and your loved one. Do we have anybody? In a little bit, inshallah, we're going to be calling Sheikh Ramadan Sabah to come and join us and make dua for us. And this is the best time to make dua. As Rasulullah says, the fasting person, Allah has a special dua for them accepted, which is just around the iftar time. So let's, inshallah, conclude this segment. Let's try our best with any amount, inshallah, Allah will give you. As you give, Allah will give you. Do I have anybody, any Kareem, any amount, inshallah? Bismillah, ibadallah, will make dua for you and your family. Anybody, ahbab al-karam al-tayyibin?
Yes, Sheikh Abu Ammar, alhamdulillah, we're receiving a couple of hundreds.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. We have 2 people given 100 each. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as they give, Allah give them the khair, Allah give them the barakah, Allah give them the sa'ada, Allah give them the happiness, Allah give them the peace of mind in their home, Ya Rabbil Alameen. MashaAllah. You know, probably if you're sitting home, you can smell the food in the kitchen, right? I smell it from here, from upstairs. I'm trying to figure out what it is. But believe me, there are brothers and sisters, they don't have food to cook. And they don't have anything on their table to eat. And I saw the video Brother Isam, Brother Igal showed us a few days ago. MashaAllah, thousands of meal is being already given. We're spending money we don't have at this time, seriously, because our promise to our people in Somalia and the Horn of Africa that we will not stop no matter what. Now, how much we're going to get, we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are required to give. Rasul says, anybody let down his brother, his sister in a time, in the difficult times, Allah will let them down in the day of judgment when you need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you take care of your brothers and sisters in the difficult times, Allah will take care of you in the day of judgment where you need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me see. Do we have?
Yeah, we have from our president, our beloved Sheikh Agal, $1,000 from his family and his new grandbaby.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. What's the grandbaby name? Ask him. Is he around you? Igal, are you out there? What's the name, the baby name? MashaAllah, his son is Yanle, and MashaAllah, his wife, they got married, they had a baby, very beautiful, very handsome, MashaAllah. Let's pray for the baby, inshallah, that will be a righteous one, Ya Rabbil Alameen. And let's pray for the mom and dad that Allah give him the good health and prosperity, so that baby will grow as a good Muslim, Ya Rabbil Alameen, as a hafid li kitabillah. Allahumma a'ti munfiqan khalafa. Let's make dua for Brother Igal. Igal is the most dedicated person, and not because he's here, but Allah knows, I known him for years. He's the most dedicated person to any work, inshallah. He helped us in the Irving Masjid. He's taking care of, mashallah, of Amoud with the help Brother Isam and the team in the office. And mashallah, mashallah, I ask Allah to give him a shifa. I ask Allah to give him shifa. Ask Allah to give him shifa, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah. Anybody else, inshallah? Anybody else?
We got another 1,000, Brother Abdul Rauf.
Allahu Akbar. Another $1,000. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. A little but continuous, wallah, is better than a lot. You stop. Just as much as you can. لينفق ذو سعة من سعته. We're not asking you to go beyond your limit. Just whatever you can, whatever your heart tells you tonight, and there is nothing called too small. Everything, inshallah, will be helpful bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. Your sadaqah will be your shade in the day of judgment. Any sadaqah you do in regular days, it is 700 times. In Ramadan, if you do any zakah in Ramadan, multiply that 700 times by another 70 times. Wallahu yudha'ifu liman yasha. And Allah will multiply it for you many, many times over. Let me see, inshallah. Let me see. Do I have a minute or two for a story, Brother Isam?
We have 2 minutes, and that's it, inshallah. Sister Baby.
Okay, all right. Let's see, inshallah. Let's see that what we can do, inshallah. Al-Rasul says, الساعي على الأرمل والمسكين كالمجاهد في سبيله. If you take care of the miskin, if you take care of the widow, Allah will reward you as you're making jihad fi sabilillah. May Allah bless all of you, Rabbil Alameen. May Allah shower you with His rahmah and mercy. And inshallah, we'll continue the program with the dua and things. But what we need, inshallah, 2 things or several things. Make dua, Allah, inshallah, help us to help our brothers and sisters and make the situation better. Please share our website address. It doesn't cost you much. Many of us, we have lots of contact on social media and WhatsApp and Facebook. All what we want you to do, just put amoudfoundation.org and send it to the group. Said, if you like to help, you're not forcing people, you're not putting pressure on people. You just offer them. You don't know who will receive it and how much they will give bi'idhnillahi azza wa jal, like you did. So, jazakumullah khair. I made dua for you and your family. I hope all of you can make the same thing for me, my family, my 5 children, my wife, my grandchildren, my parents, and the whole family. We love you all, inshallah, and we'll continue.
Also, Sheikh Abdul Rauf, dua for Sister Baby Khan for her efforts and for the wonderful community and wonderful effort that she's doing, mashallah.
MashaAllah, we are proud of our sister, mashallah. you are doing the best of a'mal. When they asked the Prophet ﷺ, what is the best amal? He said to be, inshallah, bringing smile and to benefit others. You are going beyond what you can do, inshallah. I ask Allah to bless you, bless your family, put the barakah in your home, reward you with the best. I ask Allah also for our guest speakers, our sisters, our shuyukh, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the volunteer and the staff and the workers at Amoud Foundation and the board, Ya Rabbil Alameen, to bless all of them, to accept it from all of them, to protect us from all kind of evil, Ya Rabbil Alameen. And let's all of us make this dua. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. This is the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ya Allah, accept from us. You are the Sami' and you are the Alim. وجزاكم الله خيرا.
Welcome, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair for such a beautiful dua for me, for my community, for all the volunteers that make things happen. Before I give it over to Sheikh Ramadan, I just wanted to thank all of you for coming and joining us and for donating, and pass the link around to your friends, because even though we will end the webinar, we can still promote it and get donations, inshallah. So I would like us to actually close with Sheikh Ramadan's dua, and after this, Jazakallah khair everyone, and Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sheikh Ramadan, please go ahead.
Well, since you came back and did a well.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله الذي سجد له سواد الليل ونور النهار وضوء القمر وخفيف الشجر الحمد لله كما ينبغي لجلال وجهه وعظيم سلطانه فحمده عز للحامدين وذكره شرف للذاكرين وشكره فوز للشاكرين وطاعته نجاة للطائعين وحبه زاد للمتقين وعفوه أمان للخائفين ورحمته وسعت العالمين ونصره قريب من المظلومين وبابه مفتوح للطالبين وصبره جميل على الغافلين سبحان من خلق الموت والحياة وسجدت له الوجوه والجباه وحفظ الجنين ورعاه وعافى المريض وشفاه ومن توكل عليه كفاه ومن لجأ إليه آواه ومن تمسك بهديه هداه سبحان من أعطى سبحان من يعطي ولا يعطي سواه سبحان من خضعت له كل الجباه اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الذي عاش في الدنيا زاهدا راضيا مولاه وعاش يتيما وطاب في الدهر ثراه سبحان من سواه إنسانا سويا واصطفاه اللهم صل عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه اللهم آمين اللهم اجعل اجتماعنا هذا مرحوما واجعل تفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا ولا منا شقيا ولا محروما اللهم اخلف على المنفقين في أموالهم وفي أولادهم وفي أزواجهم وفي إيمانهم وفي صحتهم وعافيتهم، يا من قلت وقولك الحق، خذ من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها. اللهم اجعل صدقة المتصدقين طهارة لهم من الذنوب وتزكية لهم وعلوا لهم في الدرجات. اللهم أجرهم على صدقاتهم واجعلهم من الذين لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. اللهم إنا نسألك حبك.
آمين يا رب.
اللهم إنا نسألك أن تفيض علينا من محبتك.
آمين يا رب.
اللهم إنا نسألك أن تملأ هذه القلوب بمحبتك. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تنظر إلى قلوبنا نظرة رحمة. انظر إلينا يا الله. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من الكفر والفسوق والعصيان، واجعلنا يا مولانا من الراشدين، واجعلنا يا مولانا من اللهم طهر قلوبنا من الأغياب من السوى، طهر قلوبنا من كل ما يبعدنا أحب إلينا من المارد الشديد. اللهم اجمعنا مع المحبوبين والمحبين، ونادنا يوم المحبين والمحبوبين. اللهم ارزقنا حبك الحب الكبير، وارزقنا ذكرك الذكر الكثير يا الله. اللهم اجعلنا خالصين مخلصين مخلصين، خذنا منا إليك. اللهم كن لعبادك المستضعفين في اليمن، اللهم كن لعبادك المستضعفين في الصومال، اللهم كن لعبادك الفقراء والضعفاء، اللهم داوي المرضى وأوي النساء والأطفال. اللهم كن لعبادك الذين ليس لهم غيرك، اللهم كن لعبادك الذين لا حيلة لهم إلا أنت. أنت رب العالمين، أنت رب العالمين، أنت أرحم الراحمين، أنت أرحم الراحمين. اللهم ارحم عبادك الفقراء والمساكين والضعفاء والمظلومين والمستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم تقبل تصدقنا وتبتلنا واستجب دعاءنا يا رب العالمين. ربنا اكشف عنا العذاب، ربنا اكشف عنا الوباء، ربنا اكشف عنا البلاء، ربنا اكشف عنا العذاب إنا مؤمنون يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا ولا تخيب رجاءنا، واختم بالباقيات الصالحات أعمالنا. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ونبيك ورسولك محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه. اللهم